Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you an ancient folktale that explains something you see every single day but probably never questioned. Why do cats chase mice? Why do these two creatures, both small animals who could have been friends, become eternal enemies? The answer lies in a story of friendship, famine, greed, and betrayal. A story that reminds us how one act of selfishness can destroy trust forever. So settle in, because this tale will take you back to a time when the world was very different from what you know today. Long, long ago, before your grandfather's grandfather was even born, cats and mice were not enemies. In fact, they were the best of friends. Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's true. Back then, the cat was a gentle creature who ate only grains, fruits, and vegetables, just like the mice. They lived together in harmony in the great forest near a beautiful village. The cat, whose name was Mano, was strong and brave. He could climb the tallest trees and see danger coming from far away. The mice, led by their wise elder named Chiku, were quick and clever. They could squeeze through the tiniest holes and find food hidden in the most secret places. Together, they made a perfect team. When hawks circled overhead, Mano would warn the mice and they would hide. When Mano couldn't reach berries on thin branches, the mice would fetch them for him. They shared everything. Their friendship was so strong that other animals in the forest would often say, "Look at Mano and Chiku's family. That is what true friendship looks like." Every evening, they would gather under the old banyan tree, share their food, tell stories, and laugh together. The cat would purr contentedly while the mice danced and sang. Life was simple. Life was beautiful. Life was perfect. But as you'll soon learn, nothing perfect lasts forever. Then came the year when the rains forgot to fall. Month after month, the sky remained clear and cruel. The rivers shrank to tiny streams, then to muddy puddles, then to nothing but cracked earth. The grass turned yellow, then brown, then disappeared completely. Trees that had stood tall and proud for centuries began to shed their leaves. Fruits became rare treasures. Seeds were almost impossible to find. Animals began to starve. The deer grew thin and weak. Birds flew away to distant lands, searching for water and food. Even the mighty elephants left the forest. The once vibrant forest became a land of silence and suffering. Every creature faced the same terrible question: how will I survive? Mano the cat and Chiku's mice family were worried too. Their usual food sources had vanished. The grain fields near the village were bare. The fruit trees bore nothing. Even the roots they used to dig up had withered away. For the first time in their friendship, they felt the gnawing pain of hunger in their bellies. One evening, as they sat under the dying banyan tree, Chiku called for a meeting. "My friends," he said in his small but clear voice, "we must be smart if we want to survive this famine. I propose we work together to gather whatever little food we can find and store it in a secret place. We'll save it carefully and eat only a little each day to make it last until the rains return." Mano nodded eagerly. "That's a wise plan, Chiku. And I know the perfect hiding place. There's a cave up in the hills that stays cool. No other animal knows about it. We can store our food there, and I'll guard it with my life." So they began their mission. The mice, being small and quick, squeezed into the abandoned village granary and brought back grains one by one. They searched under rocks and in hollow trees, collecting every seed, every nut, every dried berry they could find. Mano, being stronger, carried heavier items: dried roots, forgotten vegetables from a collapsed hut, and wild tubers he dug from the forest floor. Day after day they worked together. Slowly, their storage cave filled up. It wasn't much, but it was enough to help them survive if they were careful. They agreed on a rule. They would visit the cave together only once every 3 days, and they would take only what they needed for those 3 days, no more. "We must trust each other completely," Chiku said, looking up at his big friend. "This food is our lifeline. Our friendship depends on honoring this agreement." "You have my word," Mano replied solemnly. "I would never betray you, my dear friend." For the first few weeks, everything went according to plan. But as the famine continued and food became even scarcer, something dark began to grow in Mano's heart. He was bigger than the mice. His stomach demanded more food. The tiny portions they rationed felt like nothing to him. At night, he would lie awake, his belly rumbling with hunger, thinking about the food sitting in that cave. "Why should I suffer when there's food just a short walk away?" he thought. "The mice eat so little anyway. They wouldn't even notice if I took just a tiny bit extra." So one night, while the mice slept in their burrows, Mano crept to the cave alone. His paws, usually so friendly, now moved with guilty silence. He told himself he would take just a mouthful, just enough to quiet his hunger. But when he reached the storage, his hunger overwhelmed his conscience. He ate and ate, far more than his share. The next morning, he returned to the mice, acting as if nothing had happened. "Good morning, friends," he purred cheerfully. "Shall we go check on our storage today?" But Chiku, being wise, had already noticed something wrong. When they reached the cave, he saw immediately that food was missing. "Mano," he said slowly, his whiskers twitching with worry. "Did you come here without us?" Mano's ears flattened. For a moment, he considered telling the truth, but fear and shame made him lie. "What? No, of course not. Why would I do that? Perhaps some other animal found our hiding place. We should move the food somewhere else." The mice looked at each other with doubt in their tiny eyes, but they had no proof. They wanted to believe their friend. So they moved the food to a new location and said nothing more about it. But Mano came back the next night, and the night after that. Each time he ate more. Each time he lied with greater confidence. His betrayal became a habit he couldn't break. Finally, Chiku decided to watch the storage cave at night. Hidden in the shadows, his heart broke as he watched his trusted friend, his dear companion Mano, sneak into the cave and gorge himself on their precious food supply. The cat who had promised to guard their lifeline was the very thief stealing it. The next morning, Chiku confronted him in front of all the mice. "We know it was you, Mano. We saw you last night. How could you betray us like this? We trusted you. We shared everything with you. You gave us your word." Mano's face twisted with anger and shame. Instead of apologizing, instead of showing remorse, he hissed, "So what if I did? I'm bigger than all of you combined. I need more food. You're too small to understand real hunger." "That's not fair," squeaked the youngest mouse. "We're all hungry. We all made sacrifices. Friendship means we share equally, no matter our size." What happened next changed everything forever. As the argument grew heated, Mano's hunger-crazed mind snapped. He looked at the small mice gathered before him, and a terrible, dark thought entered his head. "Food is food," his twisted mind whispered. In that moment of desperation and complete moral collapse, he lunged. The mice scattered in terror, their dear friend transformed into a monster before their eyes. Mano managed to catch one of the slower mice, and in his famine-maddened state, he did the unthinkable. He ate his former friend. The other mice escaped into tiny holes where Mano couldn't follow, their hearts shattered by the ultimate betrayal. Chiku, tears streaming down his small face, shouted from his hiding place, "You've destroyed everything, Mano. Our friendship, our trust, our peace, all gone because of your greed and betrayal. From this day forward, cats and mice will be enemies forever. We will never trust your kind again, and you will forever chase us with the memory of your terrible crime." And so it came to be. Mano, having tasted mouse meat, found that his body craved it more than any grain or fruit. His nature changed permanently. He became a hunter, forever chasing the very creatures who had once been his family. This, dear friends, is how cats and mice became eternal enemies. It started with a small betrayal during desperate times, grew into repeated lies, and ended in the most horrific act imaginable, the breaking of sacred trust and the taking of innocent life. The story teaches us that betrayal, especially during hard times, can destroy even the strongest bonds. It shows us that greed and selfishness, when we give in to them, can transform us into something we never thought we'd become. Mano didn't wake up one day deciding to become a monster. It happened gradually, one small betrayal at a time, until he crossed a line he could never uncross. So remember, when times get tough, that's when your character is truly tested. That's when integrity matters most. The choices we make in desperate moments define who we really are. And once trust is broken, especially through betrayal during someone's darkest hour, it can never truly be restored. Keep this tale in your heart, and may you always choose friendship over greed, honesty over convenience, and loyalty over temptation. Because in the end, what we become through our choices matters far more than what we gain through betrayal.